Recording has started. You may begin whenever.
Penis mook.
That's okay. Great.
Wrong part of the document.
Stupid. That's a great jumping point. I like how we're both looking at the same place on our.
Yeah, no, I just had to stare at it for a second. My brain is booting. My computer may have an RTX 3080, but my brain's running on an old ass fucking inbred fucking
470.
Not even that, dude. Not even a numbered one. It's just an integrated fucking.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the For the Geeks podcast for what is today? February 9th, yes. I believe.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday. It's my dad's birthday. I'm giving away clear social security information, apparently.
What?
But yeah, welcome back, guys. Episode 26. Episode 26. I almost fucked that number up again. I was gonna say something, and I was like, wait a minute. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a long week, but we are here to soothe your weary minds and bring you on a journey of electronic persuasion. I don't even know what that means.
Me either.
What that essentially means is we're here to talk about video games and nerd stuff and nerd out about some things that happened this week and talk about things we like to talk about. So, as always, I am your host, Jonathan Miranda, and this here is my cousin, Chris Seger.
What up?
We will be hosting for you. This ain't no host cafe, so don't ask for anything illicit, please. I don't want to do it.
No.
Give me three more months, and I will have the body of a host-made cafe person, and I will get you. I got you.
We're not doing that. Nah, it's
give you maidograms or whatever the fuck they're called.
No.
Dress up in a maid outfit for you, I promise.
Your dignity goes out the window when you do that.
No, not at all.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with being. There is no shame in wearing a dress.
Ask Cat Williams that, Ben.
Hey, man, to each their own. You know, it is what it is. What the fuck do you call a kilt? It's a fucking dress.
That's different.
Uh-huh. Anyways, what have you been up to this week? How you been?
Masturbate. No. Let's see. I've been watching. Well, I watched Dragon Ball Daima episode 5 yesterday. That one was good. That's where they meet the one of the lower demon kings in the third demon realm because they're looking for a plane, and you find out that's Pansy's father. So that one's a great episode. This is one of the few anime where I don't skip the intro. Any Dragon Ball, I don't skip the intro. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I never skip the intro. Code Geass, I don't skip the intro. I think
Jujutsu Kaisen, I don't skip the intro.
Garbage. Bleach, I skip the intro. Dragon Ball Z, I actually do skip the intro, except for the original Ocean air dub with the Rock the Dragon opening, and when Falconer has his awesome openings, I'm like, I don't skip those. But yeah, so I watched Daima. I started season 2 of The Eminence in Shadow. It's already ridiculous because they're.
I love the first part of the second season.
It just tossed me into everything about fucking vampires. I'm like, what is going on? This came out of nowhere. It's fucking moving quick.
Love it.
It's good. But also, yeah. So I did that. New episode of Mythic Quest came out. I watched that. Fuck you, Simon. And then I got I started streaming again yesterday.
Yes, you did.
Or 2 days ago. Sorry, Friday. Core Keeper with Brian and Jose on Friday nights. And then yesterday was Guild Wars 2. And for some reason, I was goddamn tired because I'm incapable of taking a nap. Even when I try to take a nap, I'm still awake and it pisses me off. But I got some cool action figures. I got this Demoniacal Fit, Super Vegito, or it's Vegito, but I have the Super Saiyan hair on. This is the bootleg third-party version.
So that makes it Super Vegito.
Yeah, shut up. But this one was good. It was only like $40. I got a custom head sculpt of Super Saiyan God, or Saiyan God Vegeta, because it's technically not Super Saiyan. And this looks a lot better than the official one. This camera is terrible.
That's what happens when you do something.
Shut up. And then I got. Why is that? Okay, whatever.
It's blurring your background.
This is the Namek Saga Vegeta, where he has the black armor and there's literally there's a torso piece that has a hole in it from when Frieza put a hole in his chest.
He looked like he was dabbing on the front picture.
No.
It looked like his one hand was going like this and the other one was like that.
This one is Full Power Jiren, Final Battle Full Power Jiren, where he activates his his shirt's ripped off and he's like covered in that red heat aura that he has. This one is an official figure. And then
damn, you got a lot of this week.
I pre-ordered these 3 that I'm talking about last year. And then one of probably my best purchases, you can't really see inside, but it is Goku and Gohan from the first the first saga of Dragon Ball Z, because it looks like this, where they're flying on the Nimbus cloud. Yes, it came with the Nimbus.
That's nice.
I wanted to buy. I didn't buy because I prefer it as a statue, but there's a Japan exclusive. I was going to say Japan. A Japan exclusive SH Figure Arts figure of the original recreation of the first volume of Dragon Ball, which I have. I actually own that manga volume somewhere in my crap. And that's where Goku has like a bright orange gi, no logos on it, and he's riding on like a cartoony smiling Shenron. And they actually have a figure of that. I wanted to buy it, but my brain is like, I'd rather have this as a display piece than an actual figure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm starting to collect like just statues now, like you do, because I'd like to display my love for Dragon Ball instead of just, having action figures for posing and what have you. But
shoot, if we're showing off statues, I'll go grab mine. My favorite one. My best friend got it for me Christmas last year. Christmas this year? Christmas the year before
this year? I'm like, this year didn't happen yet. The fuck? And he left the desk for anyway. But yeah. You guys should subscribe to Patreon. It's only $1, by the way. Look for
Not
the Geeks.
Super big, but this is my
Dark Magician girl.
It is
fine as hell.
My best friend gave it to me for Christmas, and I fucking love it.
Who's your best friend?
No, the other side, because the other side's a little.
Oh, he can't hear me. But yeah, subscribe to Patreon. It's only $1. You get access to the audio of the podcast the day we record it, because I upload it like today, this Sunday, 3 days before it airs on the internet, and you get early access. You get pre-roll videos before we start. Yeah, I was just plugging the Patreon in case before we forgot. But yeah, who was your best friend that gave it to you?
Brandon.
Oh, okay.
That short, white dude with the glasses, dark hair, dating Yoshi.
Oh, the curly hair guy. He has broccoli hair. He's cool.
Yeah, fucking love him. He might be coming out in April because
nice.
I'm going to a show, and I messaged him the other day. I was like, "Hey, come to the show," and he was just like, I was thinking about it. I just got my truck fixed. I was like, "If you come, I'll fucking buy your ticket." And he's like, "Say less, I'll make it happen." I was
free?
Like,
Fuck yeah! Look at that. Oh yeah.
Got to drive to Vegas, but it's worth it.
But yeah, I think the only other statue thing I have is like a Funko Shenron. He's like this fucking huge compared to like all the other Funkos. That one I'm not.
I know which one you're talking about. I've seen it. I saw it like fucking box lunch or Hot Topic or something.
Yeah, I think that one I'm going to use for like getting autographs on it. I don't want to take it out of the box. Or I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or I'm gonna buy the Dragon Balls as a set and then have that autographed.
Like the little like chest that comes with the little ones.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be cool.
But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I've done. I'm just this week. I'm glad I'm back at streaming. I kind of missed it, but yeah, I had to take like a month off just to reset my brain after.
That's fine.
December.
Sometimes we need a break, and recharge, reset, and rewind, or whatever you want to call it.
What about you?
Nice. Just been working. I started watching Supernatural.
You said that last week, I think.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm still watching Supernatural. As you guys can tell, I'm almost done with season 1. So close to the end, and it's getting fucking cool. I like it. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Okay.
It's neat. What else did I do? Bought a bunch of shit. I bought some techwear because I've been wanting to for a long time. There was a sale at one of my favorite, actually 2 of my favorite clothing brands. The first one, Low Key Geeks. Most of the time you guys see me, I'm wearing a Low Key Geek shirt for the cast. They had a livestock go up, and I bought a Barbie shirt, and I bought what is it?
Barbie.
Bought a Barbie shirt, and I bought one of their LA Tokyo shirt. So you know that scene from what do you call it? From Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Which scene?
There's the one where Shinji's in the chair with his head in his hands.
Yeah.
So they took that pose and they put it on a shirt, and they put Shinji and everything, and then they put like little like designs around it, and it says it's a canon event, blah blah blah. So they redid that design, but they did it with Barbie, and you know how the Barbie movie was all about like random existential bullshit?
I've never seen the movie.
It's actually pretty good. It's funny. But basically it's like a thing about like, what do I exist for? Why do I exist? Sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
It's like actually a lot deeper than it seems at first.
Like Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, and so Barbie says this thing in the movie randomly. She's like, do you guys ever randomly think about death? And just like super big smile, like really kind of like odd. And everyone else is kind of just like,
what the fuck?
So it's basically the same thing, like Barbie with her head in her hands in a chair, and it just says random thoughts about death. And it's fucking hilarious. So I got it, and it's a pink shirt, and I'm gonna wear it for Valentine's Day this week.
Okay.
I did that, and then yesterday I went and spent way too much fucking money. And I went to this brand called Village Hidden in the Iron.
That Naruto
basically
pun?
Basically, they're
That Naruto pun?
Yes, it's a Naruto pun. That's why they have kunai on a lot of their like stuff. But they do gym clothes. They do,
sweet
pump covers. They make their own shoes. I actually bought shoes too. I'm gonna go grab those and show you too.
Sneakerhead.
They're trainers. They're not like, I'll wear them out, but I'm basically gonna make sure to use them most exclusively for the gym. That way I don't wear them and get them all fucked up like my fucking Hokas.
Everyone's got that brand. I'm like, what? It's a shoe.
Nice. Yeah, they're super nice. That shit gives my arch so much support. Ever since I started wearing my Hokas, dude, I've never had foot pain.
You know, you could just buy insoles like I do and just shove them in your shoes
too. I'm gonna buy insoles too, and then I'm gonna use those with the Hokas. It's gonna be fucking great.
Okay.
That's what the dude that did my like foot inspection a couple years ago told me. He's like, your arch is pretty high, so you just need support and stability there, because when you step, you go. But yeah, I got like $300 worth of stuff from that. It was a warehouse sale. I drove out to North Vegas for it. Went there, met the guys, bought some stuff, got shoes, got 3 pump covers, got a compression shirt.
Nice.
Got some lifting straps. I was like super happy.
Sick. Okay.
Including this one right here, because this one's my Yuzuriha, and you'll probably see it when I turn around to go grab the shoes and show you right now. But give me a second.
All right. Yuzuriha is a sexy assassin girl that uses seduction skills in the anime Hell's Paradise. So you guys should check that out. Season 2 should be coming out.
So here are the curse mark trainers I bought.
Ooh. Look at that.
They're really bright, but they fucking feel great. They're comfortable. They're nice inside. I do want to switch out the sole just a little bit. That way I can have a softer one. This one's a little flat, but
okay.
It is nice. And I'm gonna wear them to the gym for the first time today. It's gonna be great.
He can't hear me. His headset is still off. Keep forgetting he has a plug-in headset. Wired, not plug-in.
Headset. But it's great.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, they're nice. And they had like a bunch of other designs too, but I wanted that one because that was the only one that like stood out to me. The other ones looked like regular trainers for the gym. And I was like, I don't want to have just basic ass shoes.
Yeah.
It's like, I already have basic ass shoes. I don't mind them. I like them. I love them. But
you're one of those people that actually gives a shit about appearance in the gym. I'm just
I would like to have a nice little outfit every once in a while.
He's like, when I go to the gym, like people are like I remember I used to bring my gym gear in like a plastic bag, like a Target bag, and like fucking the head trainer's like, why do you have this shit in a fucking grocery bag? You look homeless. I'm like, I'm here to lift. I'm not here to fucking impress people. I'm here to impress myself. I don't give a shit It's like my mentality in video games where I have the ugliest house that looks like a homeless encampment because it's functional. Like I design for function, not appearance. Appearance comes later. I will never dress in a nice fashion for the gym because I'm going to go there getting sweaty and filthy because there's dirt and shit everywhere, and then I can go home and get clean. But that's my logic. Yeah.
I just like to show off my clothes. I enjoy that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I enjoy the vanity of it all.
I do have.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
I do have Goku shorts though for the gym, but I'll wear those when I lose weight.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Have I shown you my new Invicta shorts?
No.
Oh, dude, they're fucking great. Oh my god, here we go. Show and tell day. Today's show and
tell.
More
show and tell. Yeah. Let me get my shorts. Fuck yeah.
It's show and tell, Dave. So if you can't fucking tell, go watch the video. So
yeah, go watch the video. But also, again, subscribe to Patreon. It's only $1 a month. You do get access to pre-roll video. Is like I record our conversations before the cast starts.
Yeah, don't mind my purple shorts. It's cold in my house.
Oh, your headset was on.
Yeah, well, because my shorts are right over there. So I got these Invicta shorts, and you know how you see them online everywhere?
Oh, sick! Mangekyo Sharingan.
Yeah, they're really nice. And the fucking compression shorts underneath are super fucking comfortable. This side has the
nice the
road mark
slice.
And then this side has Big Brother chilling out on top of his fucking telephone pole.
Oh, those are the kind that have like the inside shit.
Yeah, compression shorts underneath.
Oh.
These are the most comfortable shorts I've ever worn in my life to the gym.
Damn.
It is great. Oh my god, if I could just fucking show the image real quick. Come on, you're killing me, shorts. Here we go. I'm gonna just do that.
Dude, that looks gnarly. That's pretty cool.
It's so nice. So great. And when I do squats, the fucking shorts ride up, so the compression shorts stay underneath, so it looks cool as shit.
This is just mine. Awesome. Yeah, it's just Goku's.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look long enough because I didn't want the compression shit on the inside. I don't have those. I don't really care for them. But yeah, so I wanted that, and I need one for Vegeta with the Saiyan Royal Crest.
They're so soft. That's what I like. The compression shorts are nice and soft on my skin. I'm just like, I feel like I'm being enveloped in velvet.
I need my shorts to be loose down there because when I'm throwing kicks, I need all the looseness I can get.
Those are pretty flexible, not gonna lie.
I'll have to.
The material is very stretchy and nice.
You send me the link later.
Sure. They're a little expensive. I think they're like $40.
That's fine. Pay for quality.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I did that. I bought a bunch of shit. The shoes. What else did I do? What else have I done? Keeping up on solo leveling. That's fun. The new episode came out yesterday and crashed Crunchyroll.
It crashed all the pirate websites too, apparently.
That's hilarious, dude. Okay, so the reason for that, I think, was because such an insane cliffhanger from last week, because we're starting to kind of get more story now on the gates and what they really are, and like there's like all this mystery behind it right now. So people who aren't reading it, obviously, are getting all of this different story of like lore of the world. Like, what is it? Like, the gates showed up one day. We get that. You go in the gates, you clear them like a dungeon, basically. We get that. So it's like a real life fucking MMO. I get it. But what the fuck is it? There's got to be something more to it. And a character shows up and says, do you know what the gate really is? And then, disappears because anime logic.
Yeah.
Let me throw in somebody who gives you a key piece of information and then just fucking doesn't say anything else about it.
Yeah.
And so this week we met monsters capable of like thought in the dungeons. And so the main character is with them, and he's like saved everyone like already in the dungeon, but they can't get out. So they have to go meet this bad guy, and it's going to be a really cool fight. I'm super excited. Okay. It ended on the best cliffhanger, just like them meeting him in a hall full of orcs, and they're all just standing there, a group of like 8 humans, and like hundreds of orcs surrounding them, just like, hi. It's gonna be fucking sick. I can't wait to watch it later. I'm watching it at the gym. It's gonna get me pumped up.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I did not think I was gonna like solo leveling as much as I actually like it.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, that's right. Bleach: The 1,000-Year Blood War Core 3 ended last week, at least for the English dub. Mm-hmm. So I watched that a week ago. It was really good because, again, it left on an interesting cliffhanger because I'm expecting a couple new Bankai to show up in the next core, which will probably happen next year. The creator, Tite Kubo, he's given more creative freedom because he was rushed to do the manga way back when, which is why a lot of people didn't like Bleach back then because the studio pushed him. And now he gets more freedom to add stuff that he would have put in the manga and canonize it via anime. And I'm waiting for like the most epic fight scenes ever and animation to come for next year and the way it's cool, like the last shot of the episode is it's the ending credits. So like you see Yuabaha sitting on his throne, the camera zooms out and tilts, and you see the Soul Society that's broken underneath, and the camera flips and you see the division of both realms, and that is the ending picture that has been used for the entire core. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool artistic choice. But yeah, that was a great anime ending. And I'm like, I need it to finish, and I hope that he animates the Hell arc because this whole anime needs to be wrapped up in time.
I mean, considering how well like 1,000-Year Blood War has been going, I could only assume it's gonna get renewed for that.
I hope so.
There's no way because people have been loving it. Like it hasn't been like insane, like people talking about it, but there's nothing but positive things that people have said about it.
Yeah,
so I don't personally see how you don't get another, like, obviously after you finish this arc, how you don't get another like season going.
Well, your creator of fucking No Game No Life made a great season, and he's like, I don't want to make another one. Like,
well, he never wanted to make one.
Fuck him.
That was the point. Sure, we wanted more, but he was like, nah, we're good.
I don't care about the backstory of this fucking game god fucker. Give me the full actual story. Shit.
It could also be just like something about like, you know, you fear inferiority sort of thing. Maybe he got scared. Ugh. You know, like you have something that becomes a hit off of maybe an idea that you didn't think was all that great. And now you have this entitlement from the fans that you have to finish it, and you know, it gives you this pressure and you just don't want to do it. Look at fucking Brooks was telling me about it the other day. I think it was not Shangri-La. No,
Overlord.
No, not Overlord.
Because the creator doesn't want to continue that either. He's like, I want to do other things. Like, bitch, this is your baby. Finish the story.
I think it was either Overlord or it was Eminence in Shadow. I know I think it might have been Eminence in Shadow. I think it was created as like a joke to make fun of other isekai. It was very obviously unknown about what it is itself. And then it kept growing and growing, getting like more and more popular, and the authors were like, oh man, now I gotta finish it, sort of thing. So it's just like sometimes we don't realize it though all the time, but like sometimes these anime that come out that are like insane and we think are just super cool ideas and stuff that we are just like obsessed about, the authors don't always love their work. Sometimes it's like, this was the thing I was doing on the side because my actual work, fucking Magical Bunny Girl didn't fucking take off right away, so I was, you know, working on this on the side to just pull in a little extra money. And it's just like, damn, dude, you'd rather make a Magical Bunny Girl fucking show than finish this epic story,
right? Fuck.
It's like, okay, I get it, you know, to each their own, but like,
Bastard.
It happens like that.
Yeah, I know. But anyway,
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's really all I've been up to, other than work. I had a double shift yesterday, and that sucked. But it's okay.
Those are always a bitch.
Yeah, but I have today off, and then I only work Monday through Thursday, and then I have my weekend, and then next week I'm taking a D-Day on Sunday, so that way I only have to work again Monday through Thursday the following week, so I get 2 short weeks.
Oh, cool.
So fuck them. That's why.
Nice.
Let's see.
We have a new segment, listeners and whatnot, that I added in called Geek News. It's anything that comes to our eye that's in the news that we feel like we should mention and whatnot before we get to the main topic or what have you. So I listed a couple things that caught my eye because we didn't talk about this last time. The Astartes trailer, Astartes Part 2 for Warhammer 40,000 universe, looks fucking amazing. The original creator who worked on Project Astartes and then went to work on the Space Marine short episode for Amazon's Secret Level. Is doing this full in charge, and it looks like he's adding a lot more stuff. So I hope it's like a long, maybe like an hour-long movie. That would be nice. But yeah, I'm excited because it's fucking Warhammer. This is the decade or the beginning of the Warhammer cinematic universe. I can't wait. We just need to wait for Henry Cavill to do his thing, of course, because he got greenlit with that last year, thankfully. Live action Gundam got announced. From Bandai is going to work on it, and I'm just like, hell yes, give me a Gundam cinematic universe that's as good as Pacific Rim, but with faster moving robots. Yes, because we need more giant robots fighting in movies.
I don't think we would get an anime equivalent Gundam live action movie. In the sense that
even for the RX-78
for us, I feel like the thing that keeps these giant mech Hollywood movies in general, we forget to mention that they are working hand in hand with Legendary, Legendary the film company.
Yep.
So the thing with that is, like, look at Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim did have these big kaiju style fights, but they weren't like anime fights. So we're used to seeing things like that infamous scene from one of those more recent Gundams where the Zeon soldiers trying to shoot with the Zaku in space. He's trying to catch the Gundam. The Gundam's just kind of like whipping around everywhere. Ships. There's no way that you can truthfully recreate that in live action and not have it look cheesy.
No, you can, because they did it with, you haven't seen it yet, but this is now the bar has been set by Sonic 3. Because everyone that's seen that is like, this is the closest to DBZ we're going to get. So you can have CGI characters and things zip around on screen and make it look fucking epic.
The thing is that we have to, the thing for Hollywood movies and live action movies in general is you have to kind of steep it in some sort of realism. We know Sonic goes fast. That is a given. Yeah. So that is our baseline standard for believing the laws of physics in a universe. The thing that we can't connect to if you see a Gundam is that it's a giant robot. It is a massive thing. It is like a kaiju. You see how weird it looks to watch Godzilla and King Kong move on screen when they're like fighting. It's always these long, like, yes, they are moving great distances at a high speed because of their relativity in size, but it still doesn't look like they're fighting like an anime character. So it would be strange to see a giant Gundam moving like a human. Moving with that fluidity, I think. And then you see it in Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim, the fights are big, giant punches, heavy swings getting thrown. It's
but like, that's because they're trying to be realistic. You know? For Gundam, they never try to be realistic because even the fact that the Gundams aren't even made out of a real material just tells me that I can disconnect it from reality. It's made out of Gundanium alloy. That's not a real thing. And beam sabers aren't a real thing either. Almost everything in like Pacific Rim, besides the kaijus themselves, I can see happening. A nuclear core powering a giant mech that's powered by 2 pilots. But then the other thing that doesn't seem realistic is they join their brains together. So it's like, it's a mixture of
I can believe it.
I'm like, I can't see a human connecting with another human on the same brain wave. That doesn't seem plausible in the realm of science to me. But besides that, like the Gundam, they can get away with it because it's a movie. It's not real. It's not meant to be real.
In my brain, even if they tried to make it look like it was too quick or zippy like they usually do in the anime, I feel like it would just look odd. It wouldn't look like it feels right. It would be like those like Bollywood movies with fucking the giant gods, or like those like Chinese movies, like the remember the one was it you? I think it was you that sent it to me. One of the Journey to the West movies, the one about Sun Wukong, and like fighting. That one, like, yes, that was like on the level of anime. They were true to an anime style look, but it did look not great. Still, it still looked like it was like B class, I'd say. the graphics themselves weren't terrible, and they looked fine, but it still looked not like A tier kind of stuff.
I think they can get away with it because it's Gundam, because it's so different from other. It's one of the few mecha based universes that actually has high speed moving giant robots. Mostly all the other ones like Big O, Mech Warrior, not Evangelion, that's high speed. Pacific Rim, those are all slow moving robots that are steeped in reality because they move according to the laws of our physics for the most part. But people love Evangelion, people love Gundam, so they can get away with that because it's so, in my opinion, because it's so detached from reality. You can be like, oh, this is a cool, fun movie to watch. I don't have to be serious. But I know they definitely, as long as they have a good writer, they can sell the rest of the movie because 99% of the time Gundam movies are about political warfare and using children as the pilots. So that already is a great premise for the movies.
Yeah, and that's the, what I should say, the easier part, I think, in making this movie is that you're able to kind of tell a realistic war story in that sense. Everything in the Gundam universe has always been, like you said, politically driven in some way, shape, or form. You can't govern me. I live this far away. Like, no, fuck you. You're still a part of us. Like, no, fuck you.
And even to push my point more as to break the realism aspect, there's spaceships in Gundam. We don't have spaceships beyond the shuttles we send to outer space and back. We don't have a fucking space colony like the Libra in fucking Gundam Wing or whatever. We don't have anything like that with a massive cannon that can blow up the Earth, but it's in there. We don't have anything like the Eggman spaceship in Sonic 3, but it's in there, and we're like, oh, okay, this is fine because it seems realistic. Da-da-da. Yeah.
Our problem is the last time Hollywood tried to do something anime, we got Dragon Ball Evolution. So
yeah, but thanks to that, we got Dragon Ball Super.
No, that's not the point here.
I know.
The point is that anime logic does not work in live action movies all the time.
No, but we're starting to get there. Point being, One Piece.
One Piece was good.
That shattered everyone's expectations of fucking anime coming to live action because the creators perfected it and he's alive to do so. So if they can match that,
does not mean we'll get the same treatment.
We'll have to see. I have more hope now than I did before.
I have a little hope, but in my head, this only turns out similar to how what was it called? Requiem for Vengeance. That's that new one that came out.
The CGI one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
I can see it being very successful if that's what we're doing, because the Gundam moves in a very obvious, like, old school way. So it's not like hopping around like Iron-Blooded Orphans. It's more stepping. It's stepping throughout the city, turning, and as soon as it turns, it is for the sake of like ease of access, it is essentially a Metal Gear. It just walks around. It's a giant nuclear bomb that can just destroy everything. And it just walks around. And the cool thing about that series is it shows the Gundam from the perspective of the Zeon soldiers.
Yeah.
And you get to kind of see like a different side of it. Instead of being the hero all the time, you are the villain now. And it's just walking around, just destroying everything everywhere. It's insane. And it's just like, how do you keep up with something that terrifying? It just walks through us. There's nothing happening.
I need to watch
but it's that slow. It is that slow kind of to me, in the way with my brain it sees it is that it envisions how correctly a giant walking metal suit would work, being on the floor, being in our gravity with our physics, sort of thing.
Here's more to my point as to how it would work. A great example of, yes, they're trying to be grounded, but they're getting away with stuff that seems fake, and nobody thought twice of it for the most part. Man of Steel. When they're fighting through the city, There's no way in fuck they evacuated all those buildings and then just destroying shit like they do in comic books. But people are okay with it because they're like, oh, these are superheroes. I'm like, they do this in the comics. They don't evacuate the city. They just destroy buildings. So with that logic being out there already, you can turn your brain off to this Gundam universe in a movie because it's not real. And it's like, this wouldn't happen in real life because we don't have that technology.
That's a tiny bit of a stretch, but I'll allow that.
To me, it's on the same plane of like, oh, this is not really believable, but it's a fun movie to watch.
Again, it doesn't have to be believable by like philosophical standards. I'm just saying like the way that most people's brains would I think the way most people's brains would accept the physics of everything. Mm-hmm. If you see fucking a giant mobile suit doing fucking multiple Muay Thai kicks one after the other, you're gonna look at it and your brain's gonna be like, "There's no way a giant metal leg would move that fast." You know, that's what I'm trying to convey. Maybe in space, you could probably get away with it. If, you know,
because there's no air resistance or gravity.
You know, we've had it. You could make it. You could give it the dynamic that fighter jet kind of like movies have given dogfights in a sense. You could probably make it work that way. Because you have jet powered propulsion that helps boost you to left or right, blah blah blah. Like there's things you can do to make that work.
Yeah, they do that. Makes sense to me. They do that in Battlestar Galactica and in The Expanse. They're called retro thrusters. Whenever the ship is trying to move towards a certain direction, they're able to bank and turn by applying the retro thrusters to slow their momentum in that area. So they're able to turn on a dime. Because there's no gravity or air resistance in space, they just create that resistance, and they're like, "Oh, I can go this way." That's more that's how they would approach that in space.
Again, the Gundams space fights, I could get. That makes sense. Again, that one, I don't know how space works, but if you got thrusters, I believe that you could make some crazy shit happen. Yeah. But on Earth, on the floor where there's gravity and all the other bullshit, I don't see the Gundams being zippity doo dah. That's a thing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm interested. I'm interested to see how it goes. Legendary has put out some good stuff in the last few years. They've been doing really well, so I'm optimistically hopeful.
Okay, I am too because I'd like to see this happen. Other gaming news: we have the Magic the Gathering cinematic universe coming out.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great. I don't know anything. I don't know much about the lore.
Nothing about it.
I know, like, the Planeswalkers are badass. I know the Eldrazi's are these epic gods in the universe. I know Jace is an asshole. Goblins are fuckheads. But other than that, like, I
don't know much else.
I don't know much else. My friend Ryan knows more than I do. But, like, I'd love to see Magic the Gathering come alive as a new fantasy universe. Because they do have insanely good lore. For the most part, even though I haven't fucking read it.
A very deep well of lore, I'd say.
Yeah, which they should. They were supposed to have like an anime on Netflix come out about it, but I haven't seen any updates on that. But yeah, that'll be cool. They plan to do live action movies and TV shows, so that's great. And then let's see what else in other news. Warner Brother Games came out recently and said that they're still working on the Wonder Woman game, even though $100 million has been put into it. But because they switched directors, the game is still very far off, which is insane to me that you put in $100 million into a video game and it's still nowhere near completion. I don't know generally how much it takes to make a game, but that's a fuck ton of money for a video game. And to me, if you wanted to make
a lot of money,
if you wanted to make a good Wonder Woman game, do it like God of War. Make it hack and slash because she's an Amazonian woman, and put it in that same era or type genre of game. That would work because I saw somebody comment that. I'm like, that's a good idea. That would work for Wonder Woman. But they're also planning to go back to their Arkham games because they're like, shit, we realized Suicide Squad was a terrible game. So we're going to go back to our old formula of Arkham games.
I think the way that people have to look at it is, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm not mistaken, the original team that actually worked on the Batman Arkham games was not fully involved with the Suicide Squad game. It was Rocksteady, sure, but it was Rocksteady class of 2024.
Oh, okay,
not the class of 2008.
New heads.
What people seem to forget all the time is they keep an idea of what a studio is, and I think I fall guilty into that too myself. But we tend to get caught up on who's a part of the studio, but who the studio is.
Yeah.
So you see certain games come out and you're like, oh, this is going to be great because they did such and such.
They do that with BioWare.
This and that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you see the name, you attach the name to things that you've lived through currently.
Yes.
Jade Empire, for example, with BioWare, fucking, what do you call it?
Mass Effect.
For some of you, Obsidian, and you always associate Fallout New Vegas.
Yep.
And then you play Outer Worlds, and
you're like, yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it. I play it here and there. Take my time. I like it. But besides the point, that studio association doesn't necessarily mean all the original team is still working with that development studio.
Yeah.
People move around, you find different interests, so the studio's design and philosophy don't align with what you currently want. It's just like any other job, really.
Yep.
Eventually you get to a point where you're like, I don't think this is for me anymore. I think I'm going to step away and try and find something new.
Yeah.
I think is what fucked the Suicide Squad so badly. Aside from it being obviously not as good as other things, it was a lot of people sold on the fact that it would be like an Arkham game, and it clearly was not.
No. And they did that too with BioWare, because BioWare's peak ended with Star Wars The Old Republic. All the team left with Star Wars The Old Republic, all the team left that worked on Mass Effect, but they did bring some back for the Legendary Edition, which was nice. Mm-hmm. But for Andromeda, no. Nothing there.
Completely different team.
And the other Dragon Age, no more. It's like, because I was expecting, Andromeda to be great, and then it comes out, and then you find out that some fucking cosplayer got hired to be in charge of animation that has zero experience, and I'm just like, who the fuck thought this was a great idea to hire someone with zero experience to be the lead on a fucking Mass Effect game? You're stupid, and they paid the price for that because my face is tired. Yeah, that whole stupid meme of that character. But
yeah, that was
it sucks that when people leave studios and whatnot. And yeah, a lot of people do associate that with the companies and whatnot. I'm guilty of that as well. Because I don't look up the information until later. But,
I mean, I fucking stand by anything fucking Capcom, I tell you what. But they put out good quality games all the time, I'll tell
Nintendo.
You what.
Yeah. Nintendo too.
But other than that, I mean, it's really it's good to see that they're thinking of going back to it. And it makes a case for maybe we could get something like that again. But it really just depends on the level of commitment they're willing to do into locking into that space again.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And given, I'm not gonna lie to you, I am a little bit oversold on these Batman games. I was by the time Arkham Knight came out, I was basically sold off of it. I played it still, but I was at that phase of my life where I was kind of just done with Arkham games. That game was my last hurrah in a sense, very similar to how Assassin's Creed 2 Revolution was my last hurrah for the Assassin's Creed series for the most part. Well, it was at the time.
Oh, okay.
I played 3 and I was like, 3 was
it's fucking great.
3 was meh. I was not very.
That's a hot take episode right there. I love Connor.
Connor was fucking whiny like a little bitch. Like, I did not like Connor.
That's a hot take. I'm writing that in. Fucking. Okay.
There's a lot of things I had problems with in Assassin's Creed 3. And I'm willing to go back and replay it just so I can bring those all back up. But I did love Black Flag. I loved Black Flag because that felt fresh and new and good to me.
Everyone loved it, yeah.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 was not it. That was my first sign that everything was going to shit.
Wow. Okay.
That was my first one. And then I thought everything was going to be fine. And then it obviously was okay.
Okay.
But
Warner
Brothers
is also looking for to make Game of Thrones based games too.
And
throw that in there. I'd love to see that.
I mean, look at it this way. Look at Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah, I have the first one. I haven't played it yet, but it looks great.
Those games are super fun. They are rooted in a very heavy realism for the medieval ages.
Yeah.
I can see that happening, especially with Warner Brothers, the talent that Warner Brothers has in terms of actual story. Like their writers are not bad.
No.
They have good writers. They can get there. It's just the game itself being good at this point.
I'm gonna go back to the Arkham thing because I know you're like, oh, this was my last hurrah. If you had a VR headset and you played Arkham Shadow, bruh, you feel like fucking Batman. Uncle Neil has it.
I know they say that.
I tried it and I'm like, bruh, I feel like Batman. Like that, I have complete faith that they can keep up with the Arkham games, specifically because that was great. And I'm like, this is fucking amazing. My last Arkham game before that was Knight. I played it when Kevin Conroy passed. I stopped all games immediately, and I'm like, I have to finish the Arkham trilogy. We're not talking about Origins.
Origins wasn't bad.
Shut up. And I loved...
There's another hot take.
Yeah. And I loved Arkham Knight. I just didn't like the whole Batmobile shit being a big 50% of the game. That was annoying.
Yeah. But then Arkham City felt similar too. But it was the first time we got the Batmobile like that.
Yeah, but we didn't have... It wasn't like 50% of the game, though, using it. Like, whole missions constantly dedicated to it. I'm like, I want to get out and fight, not just sitting here in a fucking tank. But I liked everything about that game, and I specifically liked that rendition of Scarecrow. That is that is now my favorite version of Scarecrow. Because the voice actor's name escapes me, but he was perfect portraying Scarecrow. And that Scarecrow literally looks like he'll scare the shit out of you. His fucking skin is falling off. The clothing is tattered. He's got gauntlets with needles in it with the fear toxin to inject in you. But get the cartoon versions. This guy's going to give you nightmares worse than Freddy Krueger. Fucking hell. That's why I like him. So yeah, that was a great fucking game, in my opinion. It wasn't as great as City, but it was still up there in terms of Batman. And I love the way it ended. It was a nice goodbye. It was fantastic.
The story itself was what kept me with it. It was that obvious end to the trilogy sort of thing. Yeah. But it was also the story to me, while maybe to some people it was not unique, was unique to me at the moment.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that whole Jokerifying personality sort of thing. Like the having the Joker as my fucking witty sidekick the whole time of the game was like super funny to me because I love the Joker. The fact that they were moving on from the Joker with, obvious spoiler warnings, he dies in the second one.
Yeah.
To me, that was like, thank you. You guys fucking did this for me. Like, I felt seen because I was like, I would just rather it be the Joker. I don't care what the fuck you guys do with any of the other villains. I'd rather it be the Joker.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was good. But one thing I need to do with those games, I need to go back and do all the side quests because I ignored a lot. I know I didn't fight Bane. I gave up with Azrael.
The Azrael ones were super easy.
Bitch, not for me. I fucking hated that shit. I'm like, I have to not get hit.
Unnecessarily easy
for you because you're a fighting game guy, fucking guy.
I was a little sad about those. I thought they would be cooler. I like the detective missions a lot more.
Those were fun.
The detective missions were the things that I like because that's the thing about Batman that
makes him
admire.
Very unique. Is he's good at being a detective as well, an unlicensed detective.
Yeah. He's more like a private eye.
Yeah, he's a PI. Yeah.
But the Game of Thrones thing I think is a good play. Like we've seen Warner Brothers Studios put out good stories, as we can tell with the Arkham games. They can do it. They have the fucking talent. They
got the money for it. Right. Yeah. I know like there was like one Game of Thrones game that was announced last year, but then the dreaded part came. They're like, it's mobile. Like,
I remember that.
Nobody cares about mobile. Fucking I know the kings of mobile are in China with gacha games. Stop trying to pander to that fucking market. Only the Chinese kids and all the young kids want to play fucking gacha games. They don't want to play some story enveloped game like Game of Thrones. The fuck?
Yeah. I remember what was it? Like 6 years ago or something, 7, 8, 10 years ago. They did a Telltale Games version of Game of Thrones. I think it was middling scored, if I remember correctly. Critically, it wasn't received the best because there were certain things where they were like, well, we're watching the story already on HBO, and they're not even like capturing part of that.
That makes sense. They should have done like a different story then in that universe. That would have been better.
It was a different story. I think it was prior to the beginnings of the Game of Thrones.
Oh, the prequel.
Series.
Okay.
Yeah, like prequel, but not like
not like House of the Dragon.
Prequel.
Okay.
Yeah, or the House of Dragon prequel, just like,
or the new one that's coming out from George R.R. Martin. He has like a 6. This one just came to mind. Sorry, I need to look up the A Night of the Seven. I think it's called A Night of the Seven Realms. It's like a 6 episode character piece that he wrote, and he's like, this is the best story I've ever written, and I can't wait for it to be on screen.
Watch it be terrible, and the rest of us just be like, stop fucking around, finish the Winds of fucking Winter.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is called A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, A Song of Ice and Fire. It's going to be a separate 6 episode show, I believe. That's
bro needs to put the fucking pen down.
He does
on the right book.
It's fucking annoying. Like, just
on
finish
the right
your shit.
Fucking book.
Oh,
like there's so many jokes in so many different forms of media just dogging on George R.R. Martin for not finishing that book.
Even what is the Stephen King, right? Remember he had like an interview with like Stephen King, and he's like, "Oh, how do you get so much?" He's like, Stephen King's like, "Oh, I try to write like a page a day," and George R.R. Martin's like, "Oh, I can't even do that," and it's like, how the fuck did you even get Game of Thrones out if you can't write like other authors? You're so distracted with your side projects. This guy's never going to finish Winds of Winter. Fucking hell.
We can only hope. But one day. That's going to be one day.
One day. No.
But one day, speaking of, would you ever one day decide that you would pay more than the current price of video games for what we've got? Because we've got some shit. More news, basically, which is our main point today that we wanted to get to, is that Rockstar made a comment online saying that they believe that video games should be more expensive, that they are planning and hoping that GTA 6 would be anywhere from an $80 to $100 release, just base standard.
Absolutely fucking not. I'm sick and tired of this price. I understand inflation. It's a video game. Okay, it's not like fucking goods. Okay, I didn't like it when they increased the price of video games to $60. I was like, why? Why are you increasing this to 60? It still annoyed me. I'm like, this shouldn't be 60. And now everything is 70. And now they want to, Rockstar thinks they're high and mighty and wants to push it to 80 and 100. Are you out of your fucking mind? Okay, here's a great example of not being stupid. Cloud Imperium Games, the game company run by, I forgot his name, Robert something. He's an asshole. That created Star Citizen and Squadron 42.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's raised over $600 million in crowdfunding for his game, and it's still not out yet. The base price of a pledge is $50 for Star Citizen, and then it's $50 alone for Squadron 42, which I can't wait for that to come out, but I hope it's not a fucking flop. But the point is, $600 million. GTA has not raised $600 million to make. Yeah, they made $600 million probably after it came out, but for 5, it didn't cost nearly $500 million to make. That is movie quality. Even Avengers Endgame came close to like $500 million, but still, they didn't raise ticket prices because the movie cost so fucking much. Why the fuck should we succumb to this as video gamers? A video game, again, that costs as much as a movie, an expensive ass movie to make, $50 is all they're asking. And they're still updating it, and it's an Alpha 3 or Alpha 4, for fuck's sake, never coming out. And yet, Rockstar thinks they're hot shit because, we're the GTA guys, the Red Dead Redemption guys. We could charge fucking $80. How about fuck you? I'm going to wait till this goes on sale in like 10 years and buy it for $20. Get the fuck out of here.
To be fair, and to play the devil's advocate on this, the amount of money that you put into something, I think, should reflect in some facet how much you charge for a service. This is GTA 6 is not just a single player campaign anymore. It is not just a sandbox where you run around, do cool shit. This is a platform.
No, I
you
get
are
that.
essentially selling it as a platform because the GTA Online community exists.
Yes.
And that's what you're selling it for. You're selling it for that. And given they do sell after products and
all the shark cards, they make
stuff,
tons of money from kids.
Definitely make tons of money on that. But I get where they're coming from in the sense of we've put this much into it. Sure, I get what you're saying about movie tickets, but the thing with movie prices is a lot of it isn't about the production of it. It is the assets you're using in the movie. So the actors are what raise up that price in a sense, especially for something
marketing
like,
too.
Especially, marketing, but marketing doesn't take nearly as much as your fucking contracts for your actors for certain individual scenes, etc.
Right, like Robert Downey
and
Jr.
like that. Yeah, and that then that's where my point about your example is like that's what they're charging for in a movie. You can't really raise the price because you're just charging for the actors themselves. You're paying the studio's paying for that and taking the bite on whether or not the movie's gonna go big. And at the time, they didn't have to worry because Marvel was fucking big shit.
Yeah,
but when it comes to video games, it is definitely time and work consumed by the actual creators to do things. So I get why they want to. It would make sense if we could see their own data afterwards saying this is what we gave to our employees because as we know, Rockstar is fucking famous for fucking pushing crunch times on people.
Well, yeah.
Bad treatment of the workers. Not as bad as Blizzard, but crunch is bad. No one liked crunch. We don't like crunch. We don't like it here. It ain't fair to the people. It ain't fair to their families. If they signed a waiver and said, I will work the crunch because I want to make this happen, then that's on them. I
because they signed it away.
Respect people's freedom. But 100, I agree, pushing it. $80, another $10 jump. It's been a whole console generation that we've had $70 games now. I don't see it being a far-fetched idea. I understand how inflation is affecting the community. I understand how we are getting to that point where, more money needs to be input into our system. But I would be fine with a $10 hike. I would not be cool with a $20 or a $30 hike.
No.
Because at $100, we're already, okay, for example, bring up Doom Dark Ages. It's got a collector's edition for $200. It comes with a giant fucking bust of
Yeah, see that makes sense because it comes with a physical thing that you can have. That's okay.
But that's where I'm saying like the 200. Like I'm paying 200 for this thing. I didn't do it. Obviously, I'm not that invested in Doom Dark Ages. I will probably play it when it comes out, but I
can't fucking wait.
But you're giving me an incentive. If your only incentive to me is a platform to play this game consistently for the next 12 years once again, no, $100 makes sense still when you look at it that way. But no, I wouldn't personally pay $100 for it. But I see where you're making the sense out of it. I understand where you're going. But the fact that they're trying to press it around as a precedent for the whole industry is where they lose me in terms of their defense. Like I would be like, no, that's insane. Because I'm not going to pay for like God of War fucking Egypt. I'm not gonna pay fucking $100 for God of War Egypt. That's insane.
Don't be stupid like me and pay $100 for fucking Ultimate Edition of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Highly fucking regretted doing that once I started playing. I'm like, I shouldn't have paid this much. I should have just waited. I don't even use the fucking DLC characters. I was like, because of the stupid meta, ruined everything. I'm like, I wasted money again.
You have them to have them. You're having them to have them is the point of that. I don't play I don't play the DLC characters in Street Fighter all the time, but I have them.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, fair point. But yeah, no, I like if video game prices did miraculously jump up within 10 years again to fucking 80, I would be pissed. Because I already, because of the $70 to pushing it to 70, I don't know what year was that, like 2 years ago or something, or last year.
$70 push was like 5-6 years ago.
Jeez, that was far away.
Like I said, it's been a whole console generation.
Damn.
It was right before the PlayStation 5 and the Series SX came out, and that's when they decided, hey, we're going to bump the price of games.
Not on Steam, though. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, that's how much
for
I
all the
know.
newer generation of games.
That's how little I know because I don't buy games on launch anymore because they're too fucking expensive. I'm gonna wait.
They're not that expensive.
Shut the hell up. I'm gonna wait a year, or wait until fucking. Usually the Steam fall sale is where big new games get their first hit. Like they come down from like $70 to like $50 or whatever. Then I'll buy it. But yeah, if it goes to 80, then it's just going to make me wait longer, which I don't mind because I play all my old games anyway. I have to get through them all because I bought them. So I don't really want to buy new games until I beat the old ones. So this is a good way for me to just filter out. Unless it's Star Wars, I will buy Star Wars on launch.
5 years ago. It was about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Just a little shy of 5 years, a few months shy. The first game that came out for $70 was NBA 2K21.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the price increase was due to the rising cost of production distribution as well as inflation at the time. Okay. So if that's any indication, as it has been every single time they've done a price increase, it is. Now I get that Rockstar's not saying that. Rockstar's just being Rockstar, being fucking weird.
Yeah.
But if there is precedent for it, history repeats itself sort of thing. We can expect another price increase to happen, especially with how quick inflation has hopped up in the last few years, as well as production. You know, we step into a new realm with Unreal Engine 5 and all these other like programs that can do these massive, incredible, amazing things. And your cost of maintenance is going to go up. Your cost of production will go up. Distribution, I could see it being a little bit less bad. I could see it being to a point where maybe we don't need it so much as as we used to need it. Where marketing campaigns were plastered on billboards and all this stuff. People still do it. But a lot of the ads we get now, especially to target people, is through social media. You get them on your Facebook, you're on your TikTok, on Instagram, in ads, targeted ads for you there. You're on your computer, browsing through Amazon, and right on the side a banner pops up.
Yeah.
Different age, a different kind of billboard for the digital age, I'd say. But there's definitely, I think, a little bit less when it comes to the marketing because they're not really filming commercials the way they used to. They're showing these things off at video game award shows, at not company. What was the word? Brain fart. Brain hurt. Shit. At like development shows, things like that, conventions. There you
conventions.
Go. At these conventions for game development, like you're showing it off there. You're talking to the magazines and you're giving them information there, handing them a fucking banner saying we'll pay you this much for it, post it on your page once every fucking 5 clicks.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And plus, we're not even building physical copies. So if we're really caught,
that's true.
Back then, when the first increase, or when the increase from 65 to 70 happened, it was okay. I get it. Distribution, you're still making physicals, but nowadays we don't really even have that many physicals.
Yeah, so that's another reason why there shouldn't be as much of a price hike because everything is digital. And I know people like, oh, physical is better. I'm like, it's not. You don't own it. You own a copy of it, and you still 99% of games still require you to download it from the internet. So unless you're shoving the entire game like you used to into the disc and can install from the disc, it shouldn't be this fucking expensive anymore because you're not spending money on physical resources to send out to people.
Well, while you're right, I still think the costs of production and everything else are the biggest influence on that price hike instead of distribution. There's just so much that goes on behind the scenes that we don't see as plebeian gamers, as your regular consumers, prosumers, whatever you refer to yourself as. We don't see what goes into the making of these games very often. And it's very rare that any kind of documentary comes out where they talk about it. So shockingly, unless you're in the industry that way, you don't see much of that side of it. Even people who have done work in journalism for video games journalism for years of their career step into the sector, into the other side where you work on them and become a game developer. And they're like, wow, like all my years of working the journalism side, and I never fucking knew that it was like this. And you hear it from a lot of people that hopped over, ex-IGN editors and people who now are making their own video games, like our generation of people, and they're like, wow, yeah, this is kind of fucking tough.
Yeah.
And it's neat. It is cool. It shows how dynamic this industry is.
Yeah.
Comparatively, because like there are a lot of things you can do in the world where work is interchangeable. I mean, sure, yeah, maybe down to a managing position where you have to not micromanage, but you have to delegate and move things around. But when it comes down to the actual work itself, you can't. Lifting a box for a video game developer is not the same as being able to build a box for a video game developer. You get me?
Yeah.
So it is one of the things I enjoy most about the industry, about this job. Essentially, is that there is that wild discrepancy between what we do in terms of journalism as it is to the creation of the product itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that dynamic.
Yeah.
So I don't think 80 is too bad. 80, I don't think it's
maybe
the end
another
of the
10
world.
years. That would be fine.
10 years seems a bit long. 10 years and we'll be looking at 90.
God.
But
yeah, I'm still just gonna buy it on discount because even my friends Jose and Ryan, they don't buy games on launch at all. I'm like the only one that does it. Well, I think Ryan, the last game he bought on launch was like Elden Ring because it's Elden Ring. You have to buy it on launch. Just like me, because it's Dragon Ball, because it's Mass Effect, actual Mass Effect, Star Wars, or what's the other one I make exception for? Kingdom Hearts. If it's Kingdom Hearts or all those, not even Final Fantasy, because now I don't even give a shit about that series anymore. Then I'll buy those on launch. But for the most part, I'm gonna wait for a fucking sale. Yeah,
and that's fine. Like I get it. Like you know what's funny is that that actually it brings up a point I was going to bring up at another time, is how we personally as our group should start working a little bit harder on getting newer releases. That way we can kind of keep up with the news a little bit more concurrently and give our own little like skewed views on what people are saying and whatnot, the critics, because that's where a lot of like people like to watch certain things. I know a lot of the people I've turned onto the show always ask me questions about current stuff, and I try my best to keep them as informed about it as I am and as honest as I can be. But a lot of like private third party outlets like us, we all spend our own money on these video games. People think you get them for free and whatnot.
No.
And like us, for sure, no. There's no fucking way.
Well, you have to be way higher on the fucking food chain to get fucking free shit.
No, but even then, there was a thing from shoot, I forgot who it was. Someone at IGN. They posted like something on their Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
Twitter.
About how somebody gave them crap, like saying like, you guys are shills. And we all know the story with IGN right now. Everyone hates you either hate or love them. People are like, you guys are bought out, all these reviews,
yada, reviews yada. Suck. Yeah.
But it's like the guy's like, look, sure, some of these games I get for free and I do the reviews, but it's not, I'm giving you my opinion, and opinion's like a butthole everyone has when no one wants to hear it.
You can't hear. Oh, you can.
But he's like, a majority of the games that I end up playing, even if I get it for free, I buy again. But a majority of the ones that I do the reviews for, I buy myself.
Huh.
Like I don't, the company doesn't get them for free. Like we don't, people seem to have this image of video game journalism thinking we just get handed out free copies all the time to try out games.
No, it's once in a while.
Like, no, like it is once in a while. And every once in a while you land a good one. Like when I landed that big thing from Passion Republic when we got Gigabash ahead of time.
I was gonna say, yeah, Gigabash.
That was great.
You guys love that.
Cool, and I fucking love Passion Republic for that. Like that was like a really big thing for me, and I enjoyed that. But indie development studio trying to get their name out, and they did great. Like look at them now; they're like still going. They're still making good stuff. They're putting out more DLC characters. They just pull random fucking kaiju shit. They pulled Diver. Or Ultraman. They pulled Ultraman.
Wow.
Like, come on.
What the fuck? That's a big character.
Godzilla's in there, like Mothra, like actual like kaiju things. People loved the game so much. and it got such a huge cult following that they turned into something great. And indie game studios will do that, but those big major publishers, they really only ever give out free games, and if they give out free games, they only ever give out like 1 or 2 copies.
Yeah,
they never give enough to the full review staff. They give you like 1.
Yeah,
and it's like hard. It's hard to be able to kind of do that. So, to break down that wall is just paying for new games is fine. Don't be fucking weird about it. Like, even the big guys have to pay for big games.
Yeah.
Like, sure. Like, I get it if this isn't like, for people who I know will argue it later when they hear it, it's like, well, I don't want to fucking do it. Well, don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm bringing up for is like for our purposes at least.
Yeah,
like, for us to stay current, we got to play the game.
I'm okay with doing that.
It's not so bad.
I'm okay with doing that for like indie games because they're not expensive, but they're still popular. Like, there's one I wanted to try. It was a video game. It was Animal Well. That's Video Game Donkey's game that he worked with the studio, and people are like, it's a major fucking hit. I'm like, it's not $50, so I totally buy that for content purposes. But yeah, for me, in my opinion, preferably indie games, so we could push those games up and be like, you guys should check this out, because 90% of the people that talk to me, because I know video games, unless they're in my inner geek circle, they're like, oh, what do you think about that Call of Duty? I'm like, I don't fucking care about Call of Duty. It's the same shit. It's the same shit as it's always been for the past 20 years. It's boring. Fuck. Like, like, do you play sports games? No. I'm like, I don't want to review a sports game.
As loath as I am to say it, I would draw the line at sports games in terms of our review capability, just because sports games are sports games.
It's just like, a sport.
It's really, you're really just paying for an updated roster and redone stats, which you could just do yourself.
Yeah.
But I digress. Things like Call of Duty, I get, because those are major things, and that's just like, I don't love Call of Duty, but
me either.
The next one that comes out, maybe I would buy it. That way we could do some talks on it and kind of like, have an opinion on it, a real opinion.
I'm doing that for Battlefield when that comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck yeah.
So like the new Battlefield game comes out, I'll get it so I can play it,
and then we can stream it for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Which I need to hop back on the stream for stuff. I haven't done it in a while.
You do.
I've been doing my own personal streams on my thing, and I've been getting it up, but I need to get back on the For the Geeks one.
I have an idea for that one, actually. Is you can stream the For the Geeks one, like, let's say we play like Path of Exile 2 or something. You don't have to necessarily give me the file for editing. You could just send that to you can send that directly to the YouTube channel, and then it'll pop up there. And then I can go in and tweak it, or and then it'll be there. Yeah.
Shocking. OBS lets you fucking multi-stream now.
Yeah.
It's great.
And it lets you export it. Well, Twitch lets you export it directly from their website to a video hosting site of your choosing. Yeah. So that's also nice.
Yeah.
So I'm totally down for buying games, affordable games, playing them for like a week, and then giving my review or whatever on it in a cast episode. We'll
see. You guys we got some big stuff coming out this month. Next week we've got Civ 7 dropping.
Oh boy.
I'm probably gonna grab that one, try that out, and give a little take on it. I'm not a big Civ guy, but I'm not a good Civ player, but I do enjoy Civ. I like Civ a lot as a game. I'm excited to see how the changes have affected Civ 7 compared to Civ 6.
Okay.
And then at the end of the month, we got Monster Hunter Wilds, which I am super fucking excited for.
I'm not playing that. No.
Mega fucking excited for. I love Monster Hunter. It's one of my favorite games. It's just so good. How can you not enjoy hunting big monsters?
I suck at it. Plain and simple.
You just gotta practice.
I practiced enough. I fucking hate it. I'm bad at it.
Wait, you played it? You played?
I played Worlds, right?
Yeah. You just gotta practice.
By the time I got to Iceborne, I'm like, fuck this game. I'm done.
It's fun. The harder the monsters, the more fun it is.
I'm not a hard game player, remember? I don't play Souls-like asymmetrical RPGs. I hate them. I like to play a normal game, not a game designed to fucking make you punch a hole through your monitor. No.
It's just such... There's this huge satisfaction and dopamine dump I get from murdering a giant monster successfully. I don't know.
I will do that for certain once. Star Wars, yes. Black Myth Wukong, when that goes down in price, I will play that and stream that because that's fucking cool. But beyond that, I don't really care.
Well, we'll get around to it eventually.
Yeah.
We'll get more cool games to come out. We've got a long year ahead of us. There's a lot of really cool things in the works. I'm really hoping for fucking Max Payne remake to get announced this year.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how that's going to go because the voice actor died. So
I'm sure it'll be fine. Harrison Ford just put out a thing the other day talking about how giving Troy Baker praise for his representation in
I saw that.
In what was it? The Golden Circle, right? That's the new one.
Yeah. I think it's the Great Circle.
The Great Circle.
Yeah.
I can't. Wait, is it?
I have the game.
No, it's not. Is that the game? Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick Google search. Yeah, it's the Great Circle. Yeah.
Yeah, the Great Circle.
Yeah, he was just saying like, check this out. This is crazy. Like, you don't even need it. He was talking about AI in terms to AI, but like,
yeah, you don't
even need AI to steal my thing. You could just hire someone else and do it for pennies on the dime, and they'll still give a great performance. And he was like, I approve.
But I don't know if Troy Baker can get that same, because like the one thing I liked about that voice actor is the way he pronounced. I don't know his name, unfortunately, for Max Payne, but the way he pronounced the words for alliteration, because the writer was fantastic. He made it really feel like you were watching a noir movie, because that was the whole theme, for the most part, a crime, mystery, and all that of the first two games in particular, because the third one was more colorful. But the voice actor was able to keep that monotone.
Was in Brazil.
Yeah, he was able to keep that monotone, deep voice of like a detective, and I'm like, this is fantastic. So if Troy could do that, great.
Well, but I don't think Troy's going to be Max. I haven't heard who they thought about voice casting for him, casting for Max Payne, but
I hope they're able to capture that emotion from it, because I love it.
We already know Remedy can do good work. We've seen Control, we've seen the Titanfall series. We know that they can do stuff. We know they can cook. I mean, I'm sorry, not Titanfall. My bad. Fucking Control, yes, not Titanfall.
I don't know what games they make off the top of my head. I didn't play Control.
It's because they both do R's. Respawn. Remedy. They all do that. It's fucking stupid R shit. But besides the point,
Alan Wake.
Control was great.
That's the
Control was great. It was really good. Oh yeah, Alan Wake. Control. Same fucking same fucking universe.
Yeah, I didn't like that game either.
You know how funny it would be if fucking the Remedy comes out and says, "Oh yeah, Max Payne takes place in the same universe too."
I'd be like, "What the fuck?"
I'd fucking laugh.
That'd be trippy.
I would laugh so hard. It would make sense because Max Payne was always weird and creepy and ghoulish in that sense, so it would fit in the Alan Wake universe. But
that makes sense.
Alan Wake 2 is, for all intents and purposes, a very good game.
I bet it is. I'll never play it.
It's more action than the first one was. The first one was very much a walk around, discover the mystery sort of thing.
It's fucking acid trip. That's what it was.
Yeah, less action. But the second one definitely picked up on the action. They took what they learned in Control and made it a lot more fun. So you should try it. I think you would enjoy it, honestly.
I didn't like the story itself. So nah.
The story of it is pretty trippy, and it's got very good action sequences in it.
Maybe.
Other than that, there's only a few more news things that we really got that happened this week.
GTA 5 GTA 6 is still confirmed coming out in the fall this year. PlayStation guys, they just got it up for today. Yeah, this morning.
Yeah, it was yesterday. No, it was yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday. I was like, what the fuck?
Down for 20 hours.
That sucks.
Cool thing about it was that PlayStation did something out of pocket for once and was like, hey, we'll give you guys some free PlayStation Plus for a few days.
Oh, that's nice.
It was the service was down for about a day. It was down for 20 hours. And they said, we'll give you 5 days for free. And it's just like, okay, cool. Thanks.
And people are now assuming that they got hacked. So they're like, oh, change your passwords. They have to have been hacked. There's no way that was fucking like a mistake.
The last time this happened was 2011. And what happened in 2011?
I remember that too. I was like, what the hell just happened? Fuck.
It was there were memes popping up everywhere about it. Like, you know, the James Franco one from that Buster Scruggs, whatever movie? Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
No. What's the meme?
So he's like, he's like this dude that like escapes like death all the time because he's got a little thing to like in the West, and he's getting hung, and he turns over. And
oh yeah, yeah.
Like, freaking out. He's like, oh, first
time. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's basically like the new PlayStation players and the 20-hour like gap, and then it's like PS3 players in 2011 from 2011 is like first time.
I was there. It happened to me.
It's funny. It was great. It was hilarious. But
or no, I didn't get hacked, but yeah, still. That was back when that was 2011. I was first year in college in San Francisco. I brought my PS3 with me and I hooked it into my monitor because that's when that is when Final Fantasy X and 10-2 HD Remaster came out, and I'm like, I have to play this. So I bought like the collector's edition. I got the art book and everything. And I played it on my PS3. That's the one I had the most time playing, and I was able to do. I almost 100%ed it before I beat the final boss. But yeah, that's the one where I actually did the lightning strikes at like 2 a.m. when my roommates were asleep, because I took my headset off. I'm like, I have to have complete and total silence and focus on just running in a circle for 10 minutes and no distractions. And I'm like, yeah, I got 200 lightning dodges. Fuck yeah. And then I went to sleep. Yeah. And good times.
Yeah. Good times. But let's see. I think that's all we have for today, because if we start this Assassin's Creed topic,
no, that's for another time.
Way too fucking long. So yeah, I mean, good day today. Good talks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back again.
I already plugged the Patreon, so you guys still check that out.
Check out Patreon. It's only $1. You get some access to some other stuff. You get the video. You get the
audio delivered today. The day we record it, I upload it.
Instead of it being released on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Maybe I should start fucking saying that it's Wednesday instead when we do the things. I didn't realize.
If we say it's Sunday, then they'll be like, "Oh wait, this happened Sunday. Maybe I should pay $1 and go to the the thing."
And then they fucking go on Sunday, and I start saying Wednesday. And like, wait a minute, how are they posting? How are they posting videos from the future?
Well, you just say we're recording this on Sunday. That's fine.
Yeah, we record on Sundays.
For the most part.
Sundays or Saturdays usually, but mostly Saturdays. Just been Sunday the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But we'll catch you guys next time. If you guys are looking to follow us on our social medias, you can go to Instagram and find us.
Check the links below.
Check the links below for the Geeks with 2 S's. You can find us on YouTube at For the Geeks Podcast. You can get us on what do you call it? On Twitch, I believe.
On Twitter as well.
For the Geeks, For the Geeks Games, I believe.
Yeah,
on Twitch. It's been a while, obviously. And then you can find us on social media. I usually don't put up my personal one, but I am on the For the Geeks one. You can find. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Seger, Seger VFX. That's my main one that I use and complain a lot about everything. I use that for photography and artwork. Or my gaming one that I upload my gaming clips to is at Seger Plays, as well as my YouTube channel and Twitch channels are at Seger Plays. And my Twitter is also at Seger Plays. So, yeah. Again, the links will all be down below in the description of the video, as well as in the audio description for the podcast and what have you. So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for listening and watching.
Yep. Thank you very much, y'all. And remember, as always, game like you mean it.
Booby lips!